Hello, everyone. Welcome back to When the Night Comes. Last time we figured out what we all knew all along, that they're, I guess, testing on humans to make them into hunters with creature aspects like instincts, some other stuff I don't remember. But we figured that out. We figured out that it's our boss's boss. So not August, but no, not James. James's husband? Question mark? I don't know. So I guess this is after all of that, and after a couple of other silly little things. The next few days felt surreal as I relayed my encounter with James to those who most needed to hear. Oh, 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 oh! It wasn't ready. It wasn't ready. The revelations were met with both shock and horror, but mostly anger. Dude, I freaking bet. Unsurprisingly, we found ourselves with the very same question heavy on the tips of our tongue. Guys, I slid on my glasses. Let's freaking go, brah. Also, my microphone sounds weird. Maybe it's just me. Anyways. Why? I can't deny that the world we live in is terrifying and an uncertain one, but it's all that I know. It's all that I've ever known. Finn tells me that even before the Revelation Day, there were unexplained disappearances, murders, grisly things found but never spoken of. Corruption is inevitable in organizations such as this one, but for something so profound and nefarious to be going on right under our noses, I can't help but wonder if the ends justifies the means in this little scheme that started in the brain of our leader. I mean, he's not the leader, is he? Damn, how many days are passing by? Jesus Christ. The cost is so high and the loss is so vast and heartbreaking. And when exactly does it end? Where does the line get drawn when the divide between what's right and wrong is so very blurred? Would it have been safer for us to all live in ignorant bliss all this time? Or would they have overrun us eventually anyway? Maybe, but these are the cards we've been dealt, and Harold Addington has a dirty hand. Yeah, he's a bitch. Hey! I'm still biding my time, trying to gather my final scraps of information while I wait for word that Harry has reappeared. As I do most days now, I walk the town from one end to the other. Linares is easy to patrol, as small as it is, and the townsfolk seem to be almost relieved when I pass by. The enforcers have become such a suffocating presence here recently, and every time I encounter one, I can't help but feel like I'm being watched. Are they all in on this? I don't like what that implies. That implies that August is in on it too, and I will kill them. I will be very, very upset, Princess. I find myself in the woodland at the edge of the grave, the sun shining, but the air cold and crisp. The grass crunches beneath my boots, and I see a path of destruction as I walk into the open clearing. Anyone else would be alarmed to see the destruction that I find. Would likely suspect a creature had been the one to carve the jagged welts into a trunk of trees, but I know what caused this, and it was certainly no creature. I find her a little further in, kneeling in the dirt, head bowed. Besides her are two pieces of what was a training staff, cracked down the center. I approach quietly, and when she looks up, I see a blankness in her eyes. Her expression is sour. Piper. She forces a smile, her chest heaving with labored breaths, sweat slicking her flushed skin. Kay. She holds herself from the ground, kicking aside the splintered wood with a grunt. Then she retrieves two intact staves from a bag nestled in a pile of overgrown grass and holds it out to me. I also turned the music up because I realized it was low as fuck. I know you come to talk about deep shit, and so how about you humor me and let me kick your ass while we're at it? Oh, normal things. I keep my gaze fixed upon hers as I take one of the staffs from her. So cocky. Piper shrugs nonchalant and definitely cocky. You know I'm right. Our staffs meet with a solid thwack, those sapphire eyes meeting me head-on as Piper lunges forward with a grin. She's hyper-focused, strong, and I match her powerful blow with I match her her blow for powerful blow with ease. Why are you out here? There's a training room back at the headquarters. Piper rolls her eyes, wiping sweat from her brow with the back of her hand.
The less I'm around those traitorous idiots, the better. I cannot hold my tongue as well as most, you see.
Yeah, that I know. And I know that, and I know that. She launches herself forward again, and I have to step back a few paces when she pushes against the pressure of our crossed weapons. I lose my purchase against the muddy forest floor, skidding, and then she's drawing back, swinging again and again. Shit. I'm used to one-on-one combat, used to the intricacies of it, but Piper is no creature, and it's been a hell of a long time since I sparred with one of my own kind. Her staff makes a solid thwack towards solid arc towards my legs, and in a vain attempt of darting out of the way, I find myself falling in an inelegant sprawl. The world stumbles until it reorients itself when I land on my back, my head tilted back to see Piper standing above me with a far too smug smile upon her face. The hilt of her staff just barely grazes the arc of my very exposed throat, and I weigh my options very carefully. Gotcha. I seize the moment, taking advantage of her smug satisfaction. I swing upwards with my staff at a terrible angle. The angle terrible, but not entirely useless as it serves its purpose, hitting hers out of her hands. I jump up, brushing the dirt and leaves and whatever other crap lives in the Lunarian forest from my trousers, watching as Piper holds up her hands in defeat, her chest heaving. She eyes her staff, but it's too far away for her to reach. Do you yield? Piper steps closer, taking my weapon in her hands and shoving. She scoffs, but her tone is playful when she responds.
You got lucky.
You got smug. Don't say Willenheim on me now, will you? I laugh at her and she drops her hands. Playtime over. She pauses, eyeing me warily. So, what did you actually come here for, then? You've been avoiding me. Piper purses her lips, averting her gaze. She has been actively staying clear of me since the day I woke up, but I've given her space and respected that the things I divulged would be difficult for her to swallow. But as time drags on, we draw closer to a point where we'll have to face all this corruption. And well, I need Piper, the only other hunter I can truly bring myself to trust, and most importantly, my friend. It's almost time, at least I hope. She pokes at the dirt with the toe of her boot, as wonderfully defiant as she always is. I know. Want to get it over with, right?
He'll crawl out of whatever hole he's scurried into, and everything will burn.
Her eyes are fierce and bright when they finally dare to meet my gaze. Not everything. Well, he's done. She scoffs again, anger rolling off her in messy waves that breaks over me, almost leaving me breathless. If I have to kill her, if she became what Azazel did.
I will tear the enforcers to the ground to avenge her if I have to.
Oh, Ava? Yeah, facts, we haven't found her yet. He better have a really good fucking explanation for all this, I bet he doesn't. There's probably not a reason to excuse that. How could he? He's killed people, his own people. His husband, indirectly, but still, imagine that. I can't imagine it. I think about August, knowing everything I have, that I could never hurt him. I love them too much. It's uncomfortable, and he'll pay for it. Uncomfortable? Unfathomable. Ha! That wasn't even close. Fucking right he will. Then her shoulders slump, and she slowly looks around at the mess she's made of the clearing. I should go. I need to clear my head in a way that doesn't involve beating the shit out of trees. Or me. Or you. I'll see you around, yeah? Bye. Without so much as a second glance, Piper turns and disappears into the forest. Y'all, I thought she was going to go back to that town. I understand why she's hurting so much. I just wish I could help. Speaking to Harry, maybe I can... I approach the Ibex with the same level of caution and... Turn that right back down a little bit. Okay. It was like down here before. And I was like, oh, I did make the music really, really, really quiet. with the same level of caution and awareness I always do, even though I'm now quite well acquainted with its inhabitants. You're new. There's a young woman at the door who straightens when I approach. Something in that single movement, not to mention her attire and the pistols that decorate her holster, suggests she's a trained fighter. But when she meets my eyes, there's only curiosity there, not wariness. I remember Harry mentioning a guard who works at the Ibex sometimes. Lux? Or Raven's partner, perhaps? This is her. Hunter O'Fay, I assume? Hey, lady! Jesus. I nod, offering her a small smile. She praises me for a moment. Then, her wariness fades. She sticks out a hand with great enthusiasm and grins from ear to ear when I take it. It's nice to finally meet you. Likewise. May I enter? She inclines her head and steps aside, arms crossed. I'm not going to stop you. I give her a polite nod and quickly move along, able to feel her eyes on my back until the door swings shut and spares me from her attention. Bye. That was the shortest meeting ever. It's cold inside, even though it's daytime. The place is just as dilapidated as it was when I first visited, but towards the altar at the end, it seems like someone has been cleaning up. The floor is swept, a crimson cloth covers the altar, and seated upon it with her booted legs swinging, attention firmly fixed upon what looks like an embroidery hoop is Elaine. Oh, hey girl, what's up? You're not who I expected to be here. I wait a moment before approaching to give her some time to notice me, but her eyes and hands remain focused on her task. Eventually I give up and just go up to her. She likely knows I was coming from down the street anyhow, if she's anything like most demons I've encountered. Sure enough, there's no surprise in Elaine's brown eyes when she looks up at me, smiling warmly and setting her project aside. Hello, Hunter O'Fay. I stop and blink, and Elaine frowns immediately, pressing her finger to her lips. There's a mellowness to her aura that doesn't put me at ease as he does. And as Elaine peers at me with open amusement and interest, I can't put into words, but somehow I think I know why. I hear you encountered the creature. Yeah, I did. Did Omen tell you? Elaine shakes her head and then shrugs. I'm sorry though, Kay. I take it you saw your kin in that chimera? Yeah. This time it's definitely a chill that runs down my spine. How did you know? I've heard it crying and found its presence strange. I didn't investigate it though. Elaine covers her mouth with her hand, her brow furrowed as she stares at the red cloth beneath her seat. I didn't think it was your target. It was sad, not dangerous. You heard it cry? When? A little while ago now. It was a very sad thing. If it were once human. I quickly put a hand to my lips. No one knows that detail yet, aside from those I told, and Lux is just outside the door. Elaine blinks at me slowly, calmly. She tilts her head to the left and then to the right, sizing me up. Then she exhales. Is that disappointment or sadness that I sense? Are you looking for Omen? There's a distinct and uncomfortable feeling that the more I talk to Elaine, the more she'll likely get upset. The feeling is accompanied by the gut-deep knowledge that the princess is not like the prince. She wears a human glamour as firmly as Omen does, and their eyes have the same kind cast. But she looks at me like a demon looks at a mortal. And I don't know if I want to see that version of me that's reflected in her eyes. Not right now. Not with Harry and what he's done weighing on my soul like a stone-hard burden. Yeah, do you know where he is? Stay here. Elaine hops off and grabs her embroidery hoop and ducks into one of the side rooms. Damn! Piano's going crazy. As the last flash of her tail vanishes, the front of the temple also changes. Clean-swept stone floors become dusty, cobwebbed again, save the imprint of her boots on the ground. The altar returns to its dusty state, and the red cloth thrown over it just straight up evaporates. An illusion. I didn't even notice. I didn't even sense that there was anything wrong with such a large swath of the room. Before I can dwell too much on how Elaine managed it, a familiar figure emerges. Hi! Omen gives me a once-over as he approaches, the expression on his face sincerely, almost insultingly sympathetic.
You didn't come to pray.
Nah. No, I didn't. He looks at me again, tail swaying gently, but I want to tell him my purpose myself so he won't have to guess, but the words don't come out. Because, I don't know. At this point, I'm just wandering aimlessly, trying to kill time, to avoid the inevitable. Elaine is gone, but I don't know what I can tell Omen that I haven't already, and I don't know if I can put the questions I really have for him, for anyone, into proper words. Okay, my older sister told me you were looking for me. Something like that, yeah. I study Omen for a moment. Compared to Elaine, he's closer. Maybe even truly comfortable around me. But I shouldn't forget, he's not one of us. I must apologize. Owen blinks and then inclines his head. The words come out of nowhere, even though I'm not sure it was wise I've let them out, but he doesn't seem surprised.
Whatever you want to apologize for, it's not necessary. I caused a disturbance when I came here. That much I can't deny. All to be free from my father. I thought that only I would suffer the consequences, not that it would affect others so severely. I was a fool. Powerful things always break something else when they attempt change.
You're not responsible for the things that Harry did.
Thank you for saying that. Still, I put this trouble before him. Maybe he wouldn't have been driven to these means otherwise.
I frown at him, not because I completely disagree with him, but because it does make me wonder. I've rarely had the chance to converse with a being so old. Demons in particular have always existed closely to human history. Would it matter if you hadn't, and he didn't? Or would it have? Because this is what he's capable of regardless. Omen blinks slowly, his head tilted in an almost unnatural way. He folds his hands and studies me for a moment, then looks at some point past my head. There's a faraway look in his eyes that makes me think he's reminiscing, and what I wouldn't give to be able to read his mind.
I think you ask a question meant for a hunter. You destroy creatures when they hurt others, but you must know that all creatures are capable of harm and of evil.
True?
Is it wiser for you to kill someone because of its potential to do harm, or kinder for you to not bet its life on your fear? Either way, I don't think this is what you really want to know.
That's for me to decide. He's no longer smiling, but there's something in his eyes that's less speculative now, and more like respect.
My sister and I have friends in this town, people we love in this town. We have things to lose. You have my promise to help when you need it, and I have faith that you'll make the right choice, whatever your definition of right is.
Are you not worried my definition will be different from what you'd hoped?
Maybe, but I'm sure you'll do whatever you think best. I think you're kind, and if you weren't, maybe you would have hurt less about all of this.
Thank you. Owen tilts his head this way, then that, contemplative.
Few seek the advice of a demon. Fewer take it seriously. I wonder if it's fate that I'm here. This place has taught me so many things.
You're Prince of Demons, wouldn't you know?
I would need much older eyes to see something so vast. My father would know. Perhaps it's why he doesn't understand why I love your kind. Your fragile, flowing world. Your lives so short they could be measured by seasons, as I do.
As Alcar puts it, it's his fucking loss. I have to snort at hearing that word spill from his mouth. Definitely Alcar's influence. Damn right. Let's sympathize. With who? Wait. Hold on, wait. Who am I sympathizing with? Wait.
My father would know. Perhaps it's why he doesn't understand why I...
Are we talking about Harry? Who's him? Who's him? Condemn. I'll have to confront him soon as he shows his face. We can't allow this to continue. No, it can't.
It won't be easy. I'd rather you not have to stand before him on your own with no backup.
I suspect August will be present. They need closure more than I do. But I don't think you should do anything anyway. If you're sure. I'm sure. Harry is an old, wily soldier. I'd rather not confront him with knowing that I have your ear. If he doesn't know of your involvement already. But I won't do it unprepared. You have my word. I should go. Shaking my head, I step away. And then turn and head for the door. Oh my god. Suddenly the church feels too oppressive. I have to get out of here and clear my head. Think. Though I know a faint feeling of dread which way my choices will lead. I can feel Omen's eyes in my back until the door closes. Alcar is waiting for me outside of the temple, much to my lack of surprise. I've had the sense that he's been keeping an eye on me more than usual since his encounter with the creature. My thanks. For... I might have been convinced that I was mistaken, if not for the pout and the defiance on his face. Stifling a grin, I raised my hands in a gesture of peace instead. No need to poke the sensitive wolf today. Waiting for me. I take it you want to talk?
Assuming a hell of a lot, aren't you? But you're right enough. You're about the only exciting thing left in this goddamn town.
Thanks. And the hole. Jesus. He gestures vaguely in my direction, and I can't quite get his meaning. I'm not entirely sure Alcar himself knows what he means either, because his expression is one I can't read. One of the many things I've learned about this half-lycan is either he won't lie, or he's hellishly bad at it. It reminds me of the folk stories of wolves as betrayers and deceivers. Even now and not just surrounding Alcar, I wonder if those who told the folklores mistook wolves for foxes, or for their neighbors. Maybe their boss. The whole debacle? Yeah, that. I pause, almost awkward.
So, listen.
Hey.
I'm no good with the whole emotional thing. That's what Ezra's here for.
Right. Ezra's here to handle all your feelings for you? Is that it?
No, he just self-expresses better is all.
Right.
Makes the sentimental shit sound more natural, not so awkward and weird. Anyway, I just wanted to ask if you're doing okay.
Oh, that's nice of you. Oh. I appreciate the effort you took to arrive to that question.
What do they say? Effort shows affection or something?
I've never heard that in my life, but sure. Everything's a mess, I suppose. I'm not just going to let all of what we learned go if that's what you're worried about.
I didn't think you would. In fact, I trust that you won't. I know you're gonna try to do something about this mess.
Something probably dangerous, or if you won't, they'll force you into it. He says it with such bitterness, with such certainty that I know immediately that the sentiment must have come from personal experience. I'll do my utmost to prove them unnecessary. I won't be caught dead by anyone else saying this, but if you do, I'd appreciate that. I'm sure you would. Then he inhales deeply and lets it out, slow. So Humory, what are you up to? Damn, why are y'all fucking doing this shit? I'm just gonna fucking condemn him. The only thing, cause here's the thing, right? If he 100% knew what he was doing. I'm not gonna sympathize with someone who knows what they're doing and is doing bad shit. Condemn. I look away. Every time someone asks this, every time I ask myself the same question, I hope that the answer would come easier by now. That I'd be more sure, but it changes almost by the minute. I'll confront him. I'm a general. And though he's my superior, I stop there. Alcar has been remarkably upfront with me about everything, despite his original warning to not trust anyone in this town, including himself. That doesn't mean the hunter's business is for his 4 ears. That's an old, easy excuse. In truth, it's more that I don't want to say the words, make them real. That's rough, buddy. Damn, you fucking slid a Avatar: The Last Airbender reference in here, huh? I'm sorry. Should you be? He dragged you into this knowing full well that you were just as easy to blame for something he's explicitly done. Yeah, he sure fucking did. And you won't catch me red-handed doing the same thing, blaming people for not being part of his pyramid shit. Anyway, that's good. Figured so, but gives me some peace of mind. At least till it actually fucking happens. What would you have done if I said that I understand where he came from and side with him? The possibility is ridiculous, but my curiosity burns, stings. And if we're already ass deep in this kind of tense talk, when is one more match to the flames? Then you would have been what I expected. I have no faith in hunters, save maybe 2 or 3, and that won't change with your stellar example. But from me to you, thanks.
Well, I'd better go and put more drinks on somebody else's tab before this town starts missing me.
Damn. Tell me you aren't trying to drain from Finn's wealth within your lifetime.
Oh, I wouldn't worry. I broke into the catacombs once just to see how rich our man is. And he's loaded. It's not like the treasure would sit there and marinate if you don't spend it.
He could pay taxes. Pay taxes to your boss? He has a point there. I have an appointment to catch with my enforcer. Anyway. Wow, I'll pray for you. Thank you. With a laugh and a shake of his head, Alcar shoves his hand deep into his pockets and ambles away, towards the tavern's direction. I wait until he's out of sight, before heading my own way. Where are we going? The sun shyly disappears beyond the horizon as I step into the magic shop, passing what I assume to be Ezra's final customer for the night with a smile. He looks exhausted when I catch his eye across the counter, but he smiles warmly when I approach. You look tired. So do you. Ezra huffs a quiet laugh, and Coco peeps loudly at him, appearing from between his feet and with her usual attire. He rolls his eyes before looking down at the feline, raising a dark brow almost at her almost accusingly. No, absolutely not. She chirps at him in return, and I swear she almost looks angry. I'm sorry? Sorry, it's nothing. Then he gently nudges Coco with his foot, and with a defiant flick of her tail, she darts through the purple curtain into the back room. Cats, eh? He picks up a pile of books stacked by the cash register and inclines his head for me to follow him. I oblige, watching as he pops each one back in its rightful place.
How was your day? You feeling okay?
I forgot the other reason I turned the music down is because they're like the whatever microphone the voice actors use, not all of them, just some of them, are really, really, really quiet. And so I'd rather have you get just their audio than the music, so. He turns, eyeing my side, knowing full well his magic healed me perfectly, and yet finding the time to worry for me. Though unconsciously, I still press my hand over the place where the wound once lay, an almost phantom ache settling deep in my ribs, as though my body is aware that there should be something there. Physically, I'm fine. The last book gets pushed between its shelf mates, and Ezra turns to face me fully, concern etched upon his face.
Just physically?
You need to figure this out before everyone gets hurt. I clear my throat, offering him a clipped smile. I just feel like I'm in limbo with the whole Harry situation. I'm supposed to be on my way to see August right now, and yet you can't bring yourself to go. I shake my head, letting my hand fall numbly to my side. Still, I fight to keep the true extent of my worry off my face, pretending that the hurt, bitter undercurrents of the knowledge I was burdened with don't leave me with a feeling of nausea. So for now, the only thing I can do is to be honest, but try to be strong. For them, for all of them. Nah, I can't. Ezra smiles at me, almost sympathetic, a sympathetic edge to it. I do hope he isn't pitying me, but then Ezra is so very kind, and I can't view it as anything other than innocent. Come. Oh, God. I'm like having a hard time talking right now. Come, let me make you some tea. I nod, actually thinking how I could do very much with a cup of something warm to clear my head right now. I'd like that. Thank you. Bruh, can we not just go fucking talk to them? Like, I get it. Like, this would technically be more difficult. But, like, number one, we don't really know that guy that well. And, not, like, to be a bitch, like, yeah. There's no goddamn way that, it wasn't gonna end up being, like, somebody in the Enforcers that was the problem. There was no way. Let's see. Ezra fills the kettle, placing it upon the stove and stepping towards me as it begins to whistle quietly. So I assume Gus will be with you when you meet Harry? If so, I imagine you and them will be more than capable of handling anything he tries to throw at you. I assume so. And I've been meaning to ask, if you don't mind, of course. He stares me down with those wide, wide eyes. How are you going to approach him exactly? I mean, you've had time to process all of this, a little anyway. Condemn. I don't know why you keep asking me this shit. I'm gonna do the same goddamn thing, no matter what. I bite my lip, almost waiting to hold the rage I feel broiling and bubbling in my chest. Uh-huh. The things that Harry's done, the thing the Enforcers have done. Centuries of pain and suffering, tearing children from their families and turning them into monsters. I'll put a stop to this. Finish it once and for all. He reaches for me across the table, taking my hand in his own and holding it tight.
You'll be careful, won't you? Promise me that.
Bro, I'm gonna be so careful. Don't even worry about a dog. I studied him for a long moment, wanting to respond immediately and with conviction, but I'm unsure of what I might come to face. I'll do my best. We sit there in silence for a while, only to have it broken by a quiet tap, tap, tap. I look around, then down, realizing it's coming from underneath the floor. Ah, of course. Finnegan. Ezra beams when I look at him, and it pleases me to see them so happy once again. We both stand, and Ezra reaches to unlatch the lock that keeps the opening to the catacombs locked, while I pull back the rug that covers it. When golden eyes appear in the darkness, I feel a chill roll down my spine. Hey! He immediately goes to Ezra. Yeah, he does! Boyfriends! Drawn to him like a moth to the flame, and he presses a quick chast kiss to his lips. What's his voice? It's just like another British voice, right? Dude, it's gonna be awful. It's gonna be awful. Hold on, give me a minute. It's gonna be terrible. Because you know what? You know who did this too? The guy from Air 143. He calls you Angel too. Hello, Angel. They lace their fingers, standing close, and Finn turns his attention to me.
I came as soon as I sensed you were here.
Sorry, dog. Didn't mean to talk over you. Let me just die. Kay is on their way to see August. Finn crinkles his nose at that, apparently unimpressed.
I was hoping I could steal you away for a little while, actually. Not for anything nefarious. Fiyero simply longs to speak to you.
Don't we have to get this shit done? Oh? Does he have more information? He shrugs.
I'm not sure. He's not exactly a man of many words. If he's asked for you, then I'd take it that he has at least something to tell you.
He definitely isn't just wanting a friendly chat, that's for sure.
I see. Well, considering I'm still avoiding going to see August, we could go now. Excellent. It's gonna be the worst British accent of my life. Oh my god. Ezra clears his throat, his lashes dipping as he squeezes Finn's hand. His prosthetic comes alive, flickering and kind. You'll return? I always do, don't I? Ezra's quiet laugh is infectious, his eyes crinkling at the corners. He exudes happiness. You do. Come then, Kay. Into the hole you go. Ezra and I both look at him with blank expressions, and Finn merely rolls his eyes, sighs, and ushers me onward. We say goodbye to Ezra, watching as we descend into the depths of the catacomb tunnels. A shadowy figure awaits for us outside of Finn's quarters. and I smile when I see a shock of white hair and friendly crimson eyes. Hey! Hunter O'Fay, it is a pleasure to see you again. Good to see you too, under better circumstances this time. If I look hard enough, I swear I can see his mouth twitch. Fiyero studies me with a certain intensity for a moment, and I feel a strange sense of calm washing over me, but he frowns, a blink, and you'll miss it thing. But I see it before his face falls into that carefully calculated stoicism? I will not keep you long. I just want to thank you for finding me. I owe you a debt of gratitude for assisting me with my extraction. I gather you will be meeting with the Lieutenant General soon. I swallow thickly, my throat tight all of a sudden. There it is again. That uncertainty, that push and pull of conflicting emotions that swirl my gut and almost suffocates me. Dude, it is not me contemplating, brah. I don't feel bad, dude. You're testing on people. That's fucking wrong. There's not an excuse for child experimentation. I don't feel bad. Womp womp. Maybe call me the fucking asshole. I don't care, dude. He's testing on kids and turning them into fucking soldiers. That's shitty. You feel bad for that shit when they do it in Attack on Titan. You feel bad when they do that shit in goddamn fucking everything you watch, bro. Fuck. Like, come on. Anytime you see things where they're testing on kids, it's wrong. It's just wrong. Human testing, animal testing, testing on children, it's wrong. Don't play. Piss me off at that. I nod a little too quickly, and though Fiyero doesn't show it, I know he can feel my unease. I will be, yeah, whenever he decides to show his face. Finn scoffs at that, leaning against the jagged stone wall with a perfect kind of handsome nonchalance that not many could achieve.
If he ever decides to again. If I was him, I'd have left town the second the first body turned cold.
Fiyero continues watching me, his stare unwavering. Well, the sooner the better. I would quite like for all of this to be over. Indeed. Finn nudges him with his elbow, and Fiyero barely shifts, holding himself like some ancient statue, almost unnervingly still. Tell them what you saw in the dungeons before you were rescued. There was a lot of commotion down there, the night you killed the creature. They were unorganized, clearly distressed. I watched carefully as I saw something strange. What? A hunter, or what was once a hunter. Now I'm not so sure. I pale at the thought, remembering the way the creature looked at me as it lunged, teeth bared. The way I looked... What? And the way that my body told me I was fighting one of my own before I ended its life. His life. It was female, that much I'm certain. Ooh. Piper's not gonna be happy. Piper's gonna be pretty fucking pissed off. She was wailing all night after they shoved her back into one of the cells. They must have been in a rush because they weren't as cautious in hiding her as they had been before. She's more whole than the other one, but what they've done to her, she's too far gone, driven mad, feral even. I've never felt anything quite like it. An impossible flurry of pain and confusion, but mostly anger. No. Finn steps forward, seeing the way my eyes widen and my hands begin to shake. I can't face another. Okay. I look at Finn, noting his concern over the way my heart lurches in my chest. I nod at him, exhaling a sharp breath to refocus. You're sure? The quiet vampire nods, his lips pursed into something that looks like an attempt at a grimace. I'm certain, and I'm also sorry. It's fine. It's expected, actually. Just hurts to have it confirmed. I nod. We will not let you face it alone. You'll never be alone. Thanks, King. I appreciate that. Damn. Fiyero shares a look with Finn before nodding in agreement. I believe you now. Thank you, Fiyero. Oh, that's the wrong person. Thank you, dude. Yeah, whatever. He offers a stiff bow as Finn pushes the door open to his quarters, making a beeline for the carafe, or scotch, or something on his desk. Fear casts me a final lingering glance before he disappears into the darkness. I can't help but feel like he sensed something in me, and he didn't like it. But whatever it was, I'm unsure. I don't know what you're alluding to, but I'm about to get pissed off. I closed the door to his quarters, finding him sitting upon the bed, 2 glasses of his favorite poison clutched in his hands. Would you like one? It looks like you could use it. Nah, I'm good. I'm fine, thank you. He smiles, winking at me as he pours the second drink into his own glass. Bottoms up. He drinks the majority of the rich amber liquid in one swift swig. I miss being drunk, you know, just the peace it used to bring me. Which wasn't necessarily a good thing, but oh, did I have my fun. His laugh is wistful, and I wonder how long the vampires live before they begin to forget their human days. I daren't? Is that a word? Do people use daren't? I mean, I guess. I daren't ask him, for I don't wish to sour our mood, but one day, maybe. Surely there are ways for you to become inebriated, even if it's not quite the same? Finn shrugs. Sure there is. There are many ways, actually, but the buzz wears off before you can really enjoy it. Besides, there are other ways to find pleasure. Oh! And I'm sure somehow you explored them all. I laugh the way he waggles his eyebrows, his pointed ears twitching alongside them. As he watches me, his face fades, his dark brows drawn together. Okay, I can't help but notice.
Something plagues you.
No, not really. I don't think there is something that bothers me. If they're gonna fucking ask me again. They're gonna ask me once again if I think that child experimentation, if I should feel bad for him for doing it, and I don't. Once again. Again and again and again. And again and again and again. I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad. He smirks when I raise a single brow, almost accusingly, as if it isn't obvious what plagues me. I mean, would you like to discuss? I shrug, as if things that bother me aren't completely earth-shattering. There's so much riding on me, on the decisions I make. I never expected to carry such a burden coming here.
You shouldn't have to. It isn't fair, what you've had to endure. But you were the strongest and most capable hunter I've ever had the pleasure of knowing.
Thanks.
And I have known many in my time.
He smiles, tilting his head. The Norris is lucky to have you on its side. He drops his gaze to his lap, his brow twitching into a frown. Now, tell me, what do you intend to say to dear Harold when you face him? I don't know. His eyes search my face as if looking for answers. I don't know how to give, or I don't want to give. Condemn! Damn! Stop asking me! I ponder my response because, truly, my thoughts are still jumbled, anxiety mounting. But one thing I know for sure is that what Harry has done is wrong. I'll confront him and expect straight answers. I want to know why he did it.
I just ask that you're careful. No sound-minded man would make the decisions that he has. Of that much I'm sure. You don't know how he'll react to being confronted.
I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't care. You want me to sympathize with him? He tested on people. He drove them to madness. For whatever reason. It doesn't matter what the reason is. You can have the most kind-hearted, I wanted to save everyone in the world. It doesn't matter. You're fucking testing on people. You're killing people. You're killing people. It's not okay. Oh my god. I'm about to get mad. Hold on. Okay, I'm fine. It's fine. We're fine. It's fine. He's right. And somehow that thought hadn't crossed my mind. You know what? Yeah, you know what? Yeah, you know what? You know what? Yeah. You know what? Yeah. But Harry cares for August deeply, and they'll be by my side. I'm not sure Harry would want to bring harm to August or even myself. Finn looks at me like I've gone mad.
He's directly responsible for the death of his husband.
True.
You and August are just collateral damage at this point. He killed Levi, and that seemed like an impossible feat to me for a very long time. Centuries, even. He's strong.
And yet we're sitting here going, I should feel bad for him. I should feel sympathy for him. You just named like 3 fucking people that he killed. One was his husband. One was his fucking husband. The man he cared about more on this fucking planet than anyone else. And you're telling me that I'm supposed to feel bad for him and feel sympathy for him? Whatever. Whatever. He had James to help him, didn't he? Finn scoffs, and I can tell his frustration is mounting.
You've seen his face and that pretty scar? He fought Leviathan Casimir, and he lives to tell the tale. And my sire? He's Ash. I spent centuries terrified of him, watching him terrorize whole countries just for fun.
I stare at him, at the strange way he almost vibrates. Is it fear, maybe? Something long ingrained in him, after the hell his sire put him through, that the mere thought of the man makes him shake like this. Harold Addington put him down with one night, with the same ease in which he put his boots on in the morning. I suppose I should go then. Damn! I don't exactly sound convincing. In fact, I think I'd be quite happy to stay down here and hide from my responsibilities for a little longer. But I must be responsible, unfortunately. Finn shifts to stand, running his hand through his hair and rubbing at his chin. He's twitchy tonight, showing more signs of humanity than I'm used to from him.
I know I said it already, but be careful.
I'm so fucking careful, don't even worry about it. I smile at him reaching for the handle of the door. I fought much bigger, much scarier things than Harold Addington. As the words leave my mouth, I feel a terrible dread washing over me, and Finn notices.
Never underestimate your foe, especially when they have nothing to lose.
Your mama, your face, your mama, your daddy, your bald-headed granny. Your mama, your daddy, your bald-headed granny. Hey, now what? Say something. Your mama, your daddy, your bald-headed granny. Okay. Farewell, Hunter. Bye. Won't miss you, bitch. I find August in their office staring at their desk. It's rife with papers strewn in different stacks, but without its usual method. There's a method? I thought it was always a mess. They look worse than usual. They look despondent. Almost as if they've given up on being prompt and orderly, but... I know that's not the case. August is adept at keeping the flow of reports moving quickly. A stickler for punctuality. I tap the door once with my knuckles, but they grant me permission to enter with a lazy nod of their head.
Days like today make me wonder if I should just pack all of this in and run home to my parents with my tail between my legs. Or maybe become a nomad or something.
Yeah, we certainly aren't in, like, the best placement, I think. It's definitely not ideal, but... I know that's not true, but the defeat in their tone makes me think that they've been like this for some time. I don't think the nomad lifestyle is quite for you, August. They huff a laugh, sighing heavily, uncharacteristically slumped in their chair.
One day, hopefully soon, we'll be free from the shackles of all this corruption. I'll bring order to Lunaris. Or I guess I'll at least die trying. I've never been very good at quitting.
Yeah, we'll get it. It'll be fine. I poke at the seemingly never-ending pile of parchments and take a seat before them, pointedly ignoring their macabre declaration. I love that word, macabre. It's so fun, macabre. What a little fun word. I may not even be saying it right, but I think it's so fun. What is all this anyways? There seems to be more than usual. Sorry, I'm having a mo. August shrugs, waving their hand dismissively over the mess.
Take your pick. Reports, complaints, and all of the petty bureaucratic bullshit that Harry usually deals with.
Alright, because he's still gone. Sorry. I graciously offer you to take some of his work. off his hands when James passed away. I see. Oh, because that was like a week ago. Actually, it was forever ago, because time actually passes way faster in this game than I think it does. Ha ha ha. Their lips curl into a snarl and their teeth bared. And the next words out of their mouth are almost venomous, distinctively lacking emotion. Damn. Okay, hello? Sorry, my mouse is not up to it today. Aren't I kind? They're tired, frustrated, overworked, and apparently overcome with bitterness. Dude, I would be. Like, fuck you. In one way, I'm grateful, seeing them upset and so downtrodden over Harry. I hated it, but this mood doesn't suit them. I truly long for a day where I can see them well rested and appreciated. The day will not come until after all of this is over. And I'll be damned if I'm going to sit back and watch the person I love martyr themselves. Yeah, it's not worth it, especially not for Harry.
Stop it with that look.
He's got his baby pout on. I huff an incredulous laugh, genuinely wondering exactly what way I'm looking at them that offends them so. Care to elaborate? August clears their throat, clearly at war with their thoughts as they push away from their desk, averting their gaze from my curious eyes. They run their fingers over the spines of their spellbooks upon their shelves, and I feel compelled to go to them, as I always do. I see a grin spread instantly across their face, and I press close, urging them to look at me with a gentle hand on their chin. Oh, tea. August, don't be coy. Tell me. Gone is the fierceness that they just exuded, and is replaced by a perfectly vulnerable. Hello? What the fuck? Anyways, gone is the fierceness they just exuded, and is replaced by that perfect vulnerability that I've come to adore. There we go. They lean into my hand as it moves to cup their jaw, and I feel their cheeks heating beneath my fingertips.
I missed you is all. Silly, I know. It's only been a day, but it's been a long one. You seem to be the only thing that can possibly combat my sour moods these days.
Okay, call me a hater, but, like, I don't trust this entirely. I'd love to say, trust August, love August, pay, slave, period. I don't trust it. I don't know why. Like, if all of the enforcers are in on it, then that means that they are too. You know what I mean? We're not, because we're not even from this area. You know what I mean? Like, we're not even from... They don't even go here. It's literally us. Their smile is lopsided, exhaustion clouding their features. I try to contain a smile, but my affection for August overwhelms me. What did you do before I came along? I let it linger, of course. They lean closer, their bottom lip, hello? God damn! Tugged invitingly between their teeth, looking at me like I'm the very thing that could quench their insatiable thirst. Oh, bar.
Such power you hold over me, making me feel this way.
You're welcome. They stop themselves, lashes dipping shyly when I step closer. They plant a firm palm against my chest. Okay, hater. So you don't like fun. Though they put a little pressure on me, still letting me move in. Oh, okay. We shouldn't. Yeah, anyways. Same person I was yesterday. We shouldn't, but my craving for August overrules any rational thought. Just a kiss. You look like you need one. Damn! They exhale, leaning back against the bookcase, my body pinning them in place as they drag their palms down my chest, settling upon my waist. Just a kiss. Yeah! Oh! Stop it! That's not just a kiss already, bitch. Shut the fuck up. Just a kiss my ass. Okay, I'm serious. August makes a whining noise low in their throat when our lips meet, their hands trembling as they fight to hold themselves upright. So beautiful is their vulnerability in moments like this, and I almost forget why I'm here, constantly losing myself to their raw affection. T. As it always does, our kiss turns urgent, and an almost desperate edge to it. I could kiss their perfect lips for hours, feeling the warmth and acceptance that fills them, spilling over into me, making me feel... You get me say shit! I am not saying anything with that low tone, moany fucking voice. Get away from me. Yeah, don't fucking play. Their eyes are still closed when I pull away, but slowly they open. Black with the barest hint of vivid violet rim. So they have like cat eyes? Do you know what I'm talking about? You know, like when your cat like is like high as fuck on catnip? You know what I'm talking about? Where their pupils are like 90% of their eyes and then everything else is... That's what they look like. In case you're wondering. That's so funny. Okay, I'm serious. Sorry. Hi. My self-control even surprises me. Right. We part and August runs their hands over the front of their tunic, straightening their sash. They tuck a fallen lock of hair behind their ear and make for their desk. I watch them carefully. Our intimacy obviously afforded them some minor form of relief, their posture noticeably more relaxed. But I just want to know that you're going to be okay. You're working yourself to the bone. Another dismissive wave of their hand, and I gather that I'm not going to get much more out of them than that. I will be fine, Kay. I have to be, don't I? I watch as they pinch the bridge of their nose. Their weak argument not all that convincing. A quiet knock at the door grabs our attention, and a timid junior pokes their head around the frame, awkwardly raising their hand at August. General Willenheim? They raise their brow at him, their impatience clear. What? You asked me to let you know when the Lieutenant General's returned? Well, he is in his office. I just saw it. Thank you, recruit. You can go, and do not tell anyone what I've asked of you. I see the heavy bob of their throat and the flush that paints their cheeks as August quickly moves to stand, and with a nod, the boy scurries away. Okay. August and I share a look and wonder if they're thinking the same thing as me, that we're not ready. Are we not? Like, what more do we need is what I'm asking at this point in time. You're telling me that you're making it seem like the choice I'm making is the wrong one. So if you're telling me that my choice is wrong, which is fine and fair, what, pray tell, is the correct choice in that circumstance? What would be the correct thing that I'm supposed to be thinking, believing, saying, doing? Explain that to me is what I would like to know. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I've been messing with this little thing, and it's not working to my favor. Or that we don't want this. Scared of what we'll learn, and that it'll become real at long last. August places a trembling hand on my arm, their eyes wide and bright, and when they speak, there's a sort of manic edge to their words, their voice.
I need to know how you feel about all of this before... I need to know because I cannot make up my mind.
Oh, they're crying. They tighten their grip on me, and for the first time I've known them, August Willenheim looks scared. I feel something thick in the air, a kinetic shift almost. An almost suffocating buzz. August, breathe. They exhale sharply with their but their aura is distinctly panicked. Sorry, I'm acid reading all the time. I place my hand over theirs and I feel a shock as our skin meets, but my touch calms them enough for the air to clear, so I relent and don't pull away. Then I press my other hand to their cheek, and they lean into it, letting me ground them. Look into my eyes. Focus on me. Hey. They nod, inhaling and exhaling. Repeat. It's okay. It's gonna be okay. No, it's not. It's not. They shake me off, pacing, angry tears trailing their cheeks.
Everything I worked for, everything I've ever stood for. I saw him as my mentor, a man who raised me with a kindness my father would never even dream of showing me.
Was I so blinded by that affection that I didn't even see the evil in him? You don't know. I'll save it in case this means any... Well, no. What we pick is what we pick. I'm not playing this again. That's just my tea. It's my truth. It's my honesty. I'm not playing this again. I thought I might, and I will not be doing that. But if you want to play it, you can play it yourself. It is on Steam. Yeah. You didn't know. I shake my head, knowing August is not a bad judge of character. Harry is just good at manipulating, or spectacularly talented at dissociation. You weren't to know, August. None of us knew. Or could possibly dream it might be him. They scoff, rolling their eyes.
I followed him about with doe eyes, lapping up any scraps of approval he dared to lavish me with. I've always been desperate to be acknowledged and told I'm doing a good job. He gave that to me in abundance.
I don't believe he realizes what he's doing is wrong, but that doesn't excuse it, nor does it make you complicit. August laughs at that, a maniacal sound.
No one evil ever sees themselves as so. I've encountered it enough to know that much.
We stand in silence for what feels like forever, both of us gathering our thoughts, our courage. This isn't going to be easy, or even marginally fun, but Before I get the chance to finish my sentence, I hear the all too familiar heavy thud of boots in the corridor. And we're gonna pause here. Wah, 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 wah. That's where we're ending today's episode. That was a lot. I don't understand anything. Whatever, I don't know. I don't even know. But, I guess we'll confront him next time. I hope you had so much fun. Maybe as much fun as I've had. Maybe even more. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.